Welcome back to another session of interviews of the World Philosophy Day, day which is promoted by the Malaysian branch of the World Philosophical Forum. Right now we are making interviews to the authors of the book The Mind of the World Philosophy Day. Today with us is Dr. Fadil. He wrote a paper with the title Aim and Philosophy of the Islamic Tourism, which is inside the book, so I invite you all to read this paper. We are going to have a chat about how is this all about, the Islamic tourism. And thank you, Doctor, to be here with us.
Thank you.
The first question I have is, how difficult right now nowadays is for a Muslim to travel to non-Islamic countries? How difficult is tourism for you?
Nowadays, for Muslim, if they want to travel to non-Muslim countries, they don't feel comfortable, I would say. Especially those who think that they are a devoted religions, meaning if they are if they have to practice their religions, and if they want to travel to non-Muslim countries, they're afraid not to be able to practice their religions there during while they're traveling. All right, so it's very challenging for them. So that's why it's very difficult for them to travel to non-Muslim countries, afraid that they are not be able to perform their religious duties.
Have you lived this experience in other countries?
I went to the US. I was in the US in the early 90s. I did my degree there. Over there, before that was before September 11th. All right, it's different. Before and after September 11th is different scenario. All right, after before September 11th, I would say, as a Muslim, it's okay to practice your religions. You can pray outside. You can pray anywhere you want, without having people looking at you suspiciously.
Okay.
But after that, after September 11th, when you do your religious duty, when you do your prayer, I would say that non-Muslim, some of them, I'm not saying most of them, some of them perceive it differently.
Okay, and what do you think is the ritual or the practice which is more difficult for you to practice in another country?
For example, if you want to do a prayer, all right, but of course you can do prayer anywhere as long as the place is clean, all right?
Okay. Oh, because no matter where you are,
you
still have to do it.
Yeah, exactly. We have to pray 5 times a day, all
Okay.
right, without fail. And of course, when we want to eat, when we find halal food, it's also very difficult. Okay, because if you go to a non-Muslim country, most of them they don't serve halal food. All right, they serve liquors, pork, for example, which is forbidden in Islam.
I see that you in Islamic countries, you every morning and afternoon, I heard like the prayers everywhere.
That's right.
I've been in many countries, Islamic countries, and they're all the same. But of course, you don't hear that.
Yes.
So in other countries, I mean, in non-Muslim or non-Islamic countries. So what is that call about? I mean, you can put an alarm, or is something that doesn't work like that? You need to hear that call.
Yeah, the call for azan, all right? When people call for prayer, they have to do certain, they have to call a muazzin, do that. So meaning that they ask, it's a call for the Muslim to go for prayers in the masjids, all right? And you can hear that in the Muslim countries, in the mosque, when there is a time for prayers. For example, there are 5 times of prayers, and then they have to call for azan, to call for people to come to pray in the masjid. But in the non-Muslim country, they won't allow you to do that, because I'm afraid they will disturb people.
Of course.
Right?
Okay, so I found about Hamza Yusuf. He's a respected American Islamic scholar. He explains that Islam's position on not eating beef, quoting Prophet Muhammad, who said, "Beef is disease-producing meat."
Okay.
Nevertheless, I see that you eat beef.
All right, that's correct.
Yeah. So, because I ask you this because I understand that halal food is about some restrictions you have with the food.
Mhm.
One of them is pork, but not beef. Nevertheless, you are still eating meat. So,
Meat. Okay.
what can you say about this?
Okay. I listened to the talk by Sheikh Hamzah Yusof actually on that particular issue
Okay.
about eating red meat, right? But if I'm not mistaken, he didn't say that Islam forbid you to eat red meat. What he was saying is that we have to eat red meat in moderation, all right? Meaning once a month, not every single day.
Okay.
If you take red meat every single day, it's not good for your health.
Okay.
So we have to have a limit on meat consumption, red meat consumption in particular. All right. The teachings of Prophet Muhammad SAW, I mean, we can eat beef, meat, as long as it's been slaughtered according to the Islamic ways. All right. There are certain ways that we have to slaughter animals before we make it halal.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So what Sheikh Hamzah was saying is that we have to eat in moderation. It's not that we cannot eat at all.
Okay.
Right.
Except for pork.
Except for pork. Pork is totally forbidden.
Why is that?
Well, it's stated in the Quran itself. Pork is unlawful for you because scientifically, I'm not sure about this, but there is a disease inside the pork,
Okay.
right? And it causes you more harm than good. Like liquors also, right? Liquors also actually give you more harm than good. So that's why in Islam we forbid people not to eat pork and also to drink liquors.
Should be something there because, of course, as we just talked a few minutes, red meat is the same. So it's how Muhammad said, Prophet Muhammad is a disease producer. So must be something else. But so according to this, the halal food and the call to the prayer and all of that, what is the top 10 or top 5 countries for Islamic to go there? I mean, for non-Islamic countries.
For more non-Islamic countries?
For you to go there, because it's difficult for you
Yes.
to be there.
All right. But I think nowadays, considering the growth of the Islamic tourism all over the world, non-Muslim countries, they become more open towards this Islamic tourism things, because you see the number of Muslim populations are growing nowadays. So it's a very huge market. So non-Muslim countries think that they can generate a lot of money from this Muslim market. So they start building all the right facilities for Muslim to go there. In fact, in Japan, they have even a prayer room inside the airports. New Zealand and Australia, in fact, some of the places they offer halal eating places, more halal eating places in those two countries. So I would say even in the Europe, one of the top popular destinations among Muslims is European countries.
Another question: how do Islamic tourism can bridge peace and harmony in the world?
Okay, that's a very good question, Carlos. In Islamic tourism, I mean, of course, when we talk about tourism, meaning that we have to travel from our ordinary home to unusual, meaning we go out from our place to another place to travel, to meet new people, to talk to people. And by doing that, I mean, we can learn from each other, get to know each other better. We can understand people's tradition, societies better. So by meeting people from different part of the society, we can learn a lot from them. So and I would say that Islam is a misunderstood religion. So by promoting Islamic tourism, people can know more about Islam, knowing about their traditions, you know, and that I would say will promote peace.
So this is a really interesting topic, at least for me, because I have been traveling in a lot of countries. I am from a non-Islamic country, and of course we don't see this type of things we see in Islamic countries that are really different, the traditions and the culture, all the things they do every day. We don't see those kind of things there. And that's why I invite you to read this paper in the book The Mind of the World Philosophy Day 2019. So, Professor, thank you to be here with us. I really appreciate your answers, are really accurate.
My
And
pleasure.
I invite you all to continue watching the interviews to the authors of the book, The Mind, and keep in touch. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.